A teenager makes big plans to celebrate her mother's birthday,
That's just how Desiree was. She's got a heart of gold.
but she never makes it to the party.
I knew something was up. I knew something was wrong.
Her family will do whatever it takes to find their little girl. What happened to Desiree Ferris?
If it's my last breath on this earth, I'm bringing my child home. My name is Patty Tam. I am Desiree Ferris's mother. We have been searching for her since May 2nd, 2017.
18-year-old Desiree grows up in the suburbs of Kansas City.
Desiree was born in St. Louis. We have lived in Liberty, Missouri for 8.5 years. She's the youngest of my 4, even when she was a baby. She just had that glow. She had a beautiful, beautiful smile. She was like a ray of sunshine. I mean, she could just light up a room when she walked in.
Her family hopes she'll become a teacher, but Desiree has big dreams of her own.
Desiree always talked about being a model. She was feisty. She had an outgoing personality, typical 18-year-old. She had her whole life ahead of her.
On May 1st, Desiree's mom suspects her daughters are planning a surprise party for her.
Desiree and her sister were gone when I got up that morning, but Desiree had a birthday card on her pillow for me. I figured that Desiree would be home sometime that evening. Her and my other daughter had stuff to make a cake. I didn't get off work until 5 o'clock, so I just figured it would be sometime after that.
But when Patty gets home, Desiree isn't there.
Desiree still kept in contact. Her messages weren't any different to me. She still told me that she had planned on coming home. Desiree wouldn't go anywhere without either texting me or calling.
As the sun sets with no word from Desiree, Patty's concern turns to dread.
When I noticed that all her text calls, everything stopped, and that her social media stopped, I had a bad feeling something was wrong. I woke up in the middle of the night and she wasn't home. I tried texting her, and I never heard back, and that's when I filed the police report.
On May 2nd, Desiree Ferris is reported missing by her mother, and it's through social media that Desiree's stepmother finds out.
I am Jennifer Ferris. I am Desiree Ferris's stepmother, and I have been looking for Desi since she disappeared in May of 2017. We found out on Facebook when the Liberty Police Department and the City of Liberty put out the missing flyer on Desi, and I had people texting and calling my phone. Oh, it was horrible. I mean, your mind goes a million ways. Of course, you know, you always think, oh, she's just somewhere, she's gonna come home. You know, give her a few days, she's mad about something.
But it doesn't take long for Desiree's stepmom to realize how serious the situation is.
Just from doing your own research, you're looking at her through her messenger and you're seeing the pings on her phone, and, you know, you're reading messages that she sends to people all the way up until 4 a.m. on May 2nd, and then all of a sudden her phone and her every social media account that she has goes silent. You know, in your mind, logically, you know something bad has happened to her.
Desiree's stepmother immediately works with other family members to retrace Desi's steps. What they learn is concerning.
Desi had spent the day with her sister and these 2 men for the day. Between 5 and 6 p.m., her sister was brought back home. Desi, she ended up staying down in Kansas City.
I really started grilling my other daughter and asked who they were with. I did not know them. I had never met them, but I heard of their names before. I had told her and her sister, you guys need to stay away from them. Just from what I've been told, stay away from these individuals. She trusted the wrong people.
Police take the names of the people that Desiree was last seen with. Until they can find the 2 men for questioning, investigators use cell records to map out Desiree's last movements.
Desi texts people the entire time in the car on the ride back. She even video chatted with somebody. We have talked to that person. Desi was perfectly fine in the video.
But Desi's phone is pinging from an area of town that worries her family, a neighborhood in South Kansas City, the Marlboro Heights district.
It's not a good area, you know, in South KC where she had been. That's where she disappears. All of a sudden, her phone and her every social media account that she has goes silent. Desi's phone shuts off at 4:11 a.m. on May 2nd,
Police are working the case, but weeks pass with no new information.
We were on our own for the first several weeks. And, once we found out the names of who she had been with, we were able to go from there, look up their background, look up different addresses, start driving by the different addresses, notify the family. I got a Facebook group started for her. We just did all those different things as family, trying to get the word out that she was missing.
With no sign of their daughter, Desiree's mom and stepmom team up to take matters into their own hands.
Patty and I agreed, in the very beginning of Desi disappearing, that we were going to stick it out and work together to bring her home.
They decide to start canvassing the neighborhood where they believe Desiree disappeared.
We started going door to door to see if people had seen her, had heard of her.
At that point, I didn't care that these people were dangerous. All I wanted was my child.
They soon find themselves face to face with one of the two men Desiree was last seen with. And what they learn is terrifying. After Desirea Ferris disappeared on May 1st, 2017, her family is desperate to find answers. They organize a search party in the area where Desiree's phone last pinged. And as the searchers pan out, Desiree's stepmother finds herself eye to eye with one of the men Desiree had been with the day she went missing.
My main question was, where is she? His claim is that he took the sister back to Liberty and he brought Desiree back to South Kansas City, and they sat in a car in a parking lot until they went back over at his house. So his story is that she was picked up at his home around 2:30 in the morning. He said that she was perfectly fine and that she had left in a white or silver truck.
He claims that the other man Desiree had been with that day picked her up and was the last one to see her. But that other man won't be talking anytime soon.
Within 10 days of Desi disappearing, he's arrested. He's in federal prison. We've never got to talk to him, and he refuses to talk to the police. They've never been able to question him.
The Liberty Police Department is currently unable to comment on the case, but they will say that it's an active investigation, and they urge anyone with information on Desiree's whereabouts to contact them.
I think that this is a group of people that are dangerous criminals, and I think that anybody that has information on where Desi is or what happened to her, I think they're terrified. We just need that one person to come forward. Somebody saw something, somebody knows something.
The stories that people have said on what happened to her have just been horrible. As a mother, I can't believe them. I'm not giving up. Desiree's my baby, and she's gonna come home one way or another. Nobody's gonna give up looking for her. If it's my last breath on this earth, I'm bringing my child home.
Whether Desi walks in on her own 2 feet or Patty and I are carrying her, she's coming home.